What are the people in line behind you doing? They're like watching an episode of like Long Lost Brothers or something like that.
Well, it's Walmart, so they used to it. They're like, oh, not this. You know what I mean? Like, these are other Walmart customers.
No, I don't know what you mean. This is insane.
You get that first real joke on stage and you're just like, oh, this is what I was meant to do forever.
Yeah, that's funny. That's what I thought that as I was taking the mic out of the mic stand.
I guess I just mocked things a lot, and then people thought I was a bad person, and I kind of embraced that into comedy, I suppose.
You're one of like an amount of kids that you don't even know. Is it like they said like 13 to 60?
Yeah, I'm still discovering siblings as I go through life. Yeah.
How does that work?
Because my dad and my mom both had a lot of kids. So like, and they're older. They had me at an old age. So like, by the time I came around, they had beef with like the adult kids and they wouldn't speak. So like, they're like estranged or like they don't talk. So you'll just meet somebody randomly and find out it's your brother or your sister.
Yeah, they were saying you were like in Walmart one time.
Yeah, ran into my brother, yeah.
So
I
you
met
just
my
ran-
brother at Walmart.
Like how did that conversation go down?
It was awkward, man. We just started, small talk, like where you from, this and that stuff, start adding up. Like, wait, a red house on the corner of this and that. Do you know what I mean? Like, just we started connecting the dots.
He's so much older than you. He grew up in the same damn house, and he was already gone.
Well, no, it was other things that let's at, but yeah, it was. I guess he is older than us, but him and my dad are like a falling out over money, probably over a game or something, and they didn't speak. And so now I'm meeting this dude randomly at Walmart.
They didn't speak to the point that they had another kid he didn't know about, and then you grew up
Exactly, yeah.
old enough to go to
Yeah.
Walmart by yourself.
Yeah.
Beard or no beard?
Probably beard. Yeah.
Beard.
Yeah.
Old enough to go to Walmart by yourself with a fucking beard and
You've
you run
never
into...
met an adult sibling, it's the weirdest thing.
So there's something when you're just sort of coming down the aisle and you just, man, that guy looks like me. Like, hey.
Or you just start talking. That's like we talking about Boston. He like, oh yeah, I grew up on this side. And I'm like, I don't know where you grew up in Boston. Like, you grew up in Jamaica Plains. And I'm like, oh, I lived in Jamaica Plains. He's like, I lived on the corner of this. I'm like, I lived on the, you know what I mean?
My mom's name was Carol.
Exactly,
Wait a minute.
yeah, exactly. So we started like connecting the dots. And it was like, oh, okay, we blood. And we figured it out later that we were related,
So how does this conversation end?
Your total is, you know what I mean? That's it. You get your total, you pay it, and you hit each other up on Facebook later. I don't know. It was the weirdest thing, because that never happened, but it's just a regular transaction.
Were you guys like getting up, like vibing? Were you getting along?
No, it was cool. It was normal, but it was weird because like you're meeting somebody, but the transaction still has to go down.
Oh, they
It's
work
like
in
you
the register.
Yeah, so you still need to pay for your socks or whatever you was buying at Walmart. You know what I mean? Like, so it was like a weird thing of like, oh, good to meet you, but also, yeah, chip or swipe. So
what?
You know what I mean? Like, you still got to be like, put it in.
What are the people in line behind you doing? They're like watching an episode of like Long Lost Brothers or something like that.
Well, it's Walmart, so they used to it. They're like, oh, not this. You know what I mean? Like, these are other Walmart customers.
No, I don't know what you mean. This is insane.
It's not. It's just like when you have a big family. Like I have younger siblings too, so I have siblings that are like 5 or 6, siblings that are 40. We just have a big family. That's extremely dysfunctional.
Wait, so then you leave Walmart and it's like, all right, take it easy.
Yeah, we exchange numbers on like Facebooks and yeah. So
my whole life, in school I did terrible and I thought I was like, a dope.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and as all of a sudden all this stuff about being dyslexic, which you're
Yeah,
dyslexic.
I'm super dyslexic, crazy
All right.
dyslexic.
Well, because I was just in the bathroom, right,
Yeah.
taking a leak, and there was a sticker in there that said soul, like this guy's got soul much music, and when I first looked at it, I thought it said soul music sucks.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy.
Is that no? Is that a form of dyslexia or?
I think
just
so. I
bad
think it's
at
like
reading?
it's a little column A, a little column B probably. But like certain signs, like if things are written a certain way, like yesterday I looked at a sign on a building and I just had to go to my girlfriend. What's that say? Because I can't read any of it.
You can't read any of it.
Or just it was like had crazy lines through it and light bulbs in it. And I was like, nah, just tell me the name of that business.
Dyslexic, dude, you're tripping.
Yeah, and it messes with your short-term memory too. So like you might have a place you go to a bunch, but you just can't remember the name of that business. It's just like, what the hell is the name of the place that we go to?
I do that all the time.
Yeah, that's dyslexia.
No, I have nicknames. I have nicknames for every place that we go to.
Oh, really?
And my wife thinks it's funny. I'm trying. Now I can't even remember the nicknames.
Yeah.
Like there's this one place it just makes these giant pancakes. It puts all kinds of whipped cream and just craziness on it. And for some reason, I call it pancake circus. 'Cause it combines like breakfast with like clowns. So that's what because I can never remember the name. Wow, I'm a mess.
Yeah.
That's another thing I got to worry about.
There's like books about it. There's nothing you can do for it though. That's what I've kind of realized. You just accept it and move on. And you
So
just
how
make fun
do
of it.
you handle if you're driving like
Oh, I can like basically make out what street signs are, but like a lot of times I'll see a word and I'll say what it is, and my girlfriend will just be like, "That's not that word," and I'm like, "It's close enough." You know, like we're there. We're pretty much there.
How old were you when you found out that you had
Young. I was in like 2nd grade, but I went to New York City public school, so nobody cared. They were just like, "All right, you're dyslexic, so that's why you're not good in school."
Oh, so you were doing so bad by 2nd grade.
I was like when I was in like 8th grade, I had like a 2nd grade reading level.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But like you make fun of it. You know, that's the reason why I think I ended up a comic. I'm dyslexic. I got nerve damage in my hands, caused my hands to shake. I got cerebral palsy, like a mild case of it, luckily.
Well, how did you get nerve damage?
Runs in my family. Like my dad has it, my aunt has it. I could take like beta blockers, but also like, well, I'm not going to see a doctor.
Oh, if you take a beta blocker, what is it? Does that mess with your liver or something like that?
Maybe. And I used to be an alcoholic, so God forbid I do anything else to that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I'm laying off the booze right now.
What do you do? Just to slim down?
Yeah, that, and then I got the kid now, and it's just, I don't want to be the guy at home drinking.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Fucking
nothing.
asshole in
Yeah,
an
no.
Irish novel. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I already look like a leprechaun. Do I need to be that much of the stereotype? So I kind of laid off it. All right, so you're in Miami, and
I'm in Miami. We do the first show, and show goes great. You know, I got heckled, but they loved Ice. We're sitting in the green room after the show, and the manager, I think his name is Joel or something, comes back there,
Yeah,
and he's
Joel,
like,
yeah.
he goes, "Hey, OJ Simpson's here. He watched the show. He loved it. He wants to meet you guys."
oh, no way.
And I'm like, this is awesome. In my mind, like, OJ to me has always been Nordberg from The Naked Gun. So I'm like, this is awesome. I didn't know OJ the football player. I was too young.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that's great. I know the murder thing, but, you know,
Yeah,
you leave that part out.
Mid-90s were a little rough for him.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, the guy
Great
crushed
guy,
it.
yeah. Incredible man, other than that. So Dice refuses. He's like, I'm not going to meet OJ. And then Joel's like, why? You know, he's a big fan. He goes, no, that guy hates women. And in my mind, I'm like, wait, what is Dice talking about? His whole act is hating women. But real Dice is not that guy. So he doesn't want to meet him. And he's like, will you go meet him? I'm like, yeah, I guess so. So then Joel takes me up to the front.
Are you nervous?
I'm pretty nervous.
I just think it's going to be like, I just would always think the double murder is always hanging in the air.
It is. And
Yep.
and I mean, I started talking to him. I go up, sit down next to him. He's got like a 26-year-old blonde girl with him. And I'm just like,
Oh, boy.
history repeats.
Oh, boy.
She doesn't know, apparently.
Talk about complete failure as a father. Can you imagine if that was your daughter?
Just dating OJ post-murder.
Hey, how's your daughter? How old is she now? 26.
What's she doing?
Dating OJ.
Yeah, just terrifying. That's what my biggest fear as a parent is, like, who's going to be the OJ then?
Now, did you feel like a pressure to keep him in a good mood so you
Yeah,
wouldn't take it out on her later?
First of all, OJ had one of those disposable cameras that were popular. This is like 2003,
Yeah.
little Kodak ones. And so he, probably 10 or 15 times through the 20 minutes I sat with OJ, screams at her, take some pictures of us. So somewhere OJ has a camera that just has pictures of me and OJ sitting at a bar in Miami, and I'm like, OJ keeps putting his arm around me, biggest hand I've ever felt in my life. Like literally goes from my sternum all the way up over my
Well, you
shoulder.
remember the gloves didn't fit. So,
Yeah, clearly. So
What did you guys talk about?
comedy? He remembered the entire 15 minutes set that I did. Went through all of my jokes, telling me what he liked about them. And I'm like sitting there thinking, like, I mean, I was bombing. People were screaming at me. OJ, he doesn't hear any of that. He's so focused on the comedy.
Right.
He remembered it. So then I'm
Well,
feeling
this
good.
guy was blocking out crowds. He had a whole NFL
knows.
playbook between his ears.
He made me feel like this was a great set. This is my first fan ever in comedy, is OJ. And so then he starts telling me, who else you go on the road with? I said, well, I went on the road with Paulie. And he's like, oh man, I love Paulie. And he told me this elaborate 5-minute story about how Paulie used to come to his house when he was a kid and swim in his pool. Later, I asked Paulie about it. Paulie's like, I never met OJ Simpson, which means OJ is lying to me about people he knows so that I feel like we're relating. So I talk to him for a little while. I bring up Naked Gun, how much I love it. Oh man, thank you. No one ever says that stuff to me. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, man, that's not what you're really famous for at this point. But
It's not your biggest credit on the IMDb at this point.
you've done some other things.
Yeah.
So I talk to him, and he keeps giving me drinks. I'm gonna buy you a drink. I go, yeah, I'm a comic. They just give me free drinks. No, I'm buying you a drink. I go, all right.
Honey, get him a fucking drink.
What's fucking wrong with you? Why don't you listen? So he keeps getting me drinks, and I'm drinking, and then someone taps me on my shoulder, and I turn around, and it's Mitch Hedberg. And Mitch Hedberg's there with his wife or his fiance and his parents.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, man, just wanted to tell you, I enjoyed your set. I was here last weekend. We stayed to see Dice. I'm like, oh, cool. And so he's talking to me, and then he glances over, and he goes, hey, are you friends with OJ? And I'm like, I just met him tonight, and I introduced OJ. Oh, this is Mitch Hedberg. And he's like, oh, cool, are you a comic? And he's like, yeah, man. And then he's like, just kind of looking at me like, what is going on? Yeah. And so then I talked to Mitch for a little bit, and he's like, hey, man, we saw you earlier today. When you walked on stage, I'm like, hey, that's the guy from earlier. And I go, really, where'd you see me? And he goes, well, we were driving, and you were standing in front of Hooters. And I was like, hey, doesn't that guy standing by himself in front of Hooters look really sad? And I was like, okay. And then he goes, there's a bit in there somewhere. I'll figure it out. I'm like, oh, all right, man.
I think he already had the bit.
He already had the sad Hooters bit.